channel. My name is Darian and welcome to another weekly reading vlog for the month of June. I am continuing to participate in the Whatever You Want-a-thon as well as Pride-a-thon. If you don't know what those are, check out the other vlogs that I've done this month because I do explain a bit more about those readathons and those vlogs, but I'm starting this vlog pretty late. I should have started it on Wednesday and today is Saturday and I have not started it yet, obviously, but I've been kind of busy. I've just been working and I'm also just going through it a little bit. My mental health has not been great recently. Like Thursday morning, I pretty much spent the whole morning crying. So that was good. That was like my one day off. So I was like, oh, I should start the vlog today. But then I was just crying a lot. So I was like, never mind. But here I am now. I did work today, but I figured I should start this vlog at some point, so here I am. And continuing on from last week, I am still reading Summerbird Blue by Kimmy Dawn Bowman. I am on page, what page am I on? 193, so I'm more than halfway done now, I think. How many pages are in this book? Oh, maybe not, but I'm about halfway done. And I figured this book was supposed to be for the like part 2 of my booktube showdown video. I'll leave the first video I did linked up above, I think up here, if you don't know what that is, but this was supposed to be part of part 2, but I'm thinking of approaching that in a bit of a different way, so I don't even know if this book will end up being a part of that video. So I figured I'm just gonna give you guys my thoughts on this book, and if it does end up being part of that video, so be it. You'll know my thoughts in advance. That's just how it's gonna be. But this book follows this girl named Rumi, and she is extremely close with her sister. Her sister is just like her whole world to her, but tragically one day her sister dies in a car accident and Rumi just feels so lost without her, and Rumi's mom sends her to go stay with her aunt in Hawaii because she feels she needs time alone to handle her grief. So Rumi feels abandoned by her mom and feels very alone because she doesn't know her aunt very well and she's never been to Hawaii, so she's just kind of trying to figure stuff out. And this book is extremely sad. Like, it feels like every single chapter is just Rumi thinking about how upset and angry she is, and like, I mean, rightfully so, because it makes sense that her grief is just weighing on her so heavily. Like, I think it's only like a month after her sister dies, so it's definitely really hard to read. So I would say the grief is the main part of the story, so if you feel like that will trigger you in any way, just be careful going into this book. For me, I've been finding it okay. Like, I still struggle with grief, but I've been feeling okay. I actually find it kind of nice to read someone else explaining the thoughts I've been feeling, been thinking, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes any sense. I am very tired, so I'm sorry if I'm not making any sense, but I am really enjoying it. I'm really liking the writing, and also it hasn't been like confirmed, but I do know that the main character is asexual and I think aromantic as well, and she's definitely thought some things that would lead us to believe that, so I love seeing that rep, obviously, and this cover is just beautiful. So I love that. But I'm in the middle of this. I also have started listening to the audiobook for, what is it called? City of Fallen Angels, for the Shadowhunters read along. That was May's book. I'm very behind on, I'm just behind on everything. So I'm like, I think I might be halfway done that also, actually, but that's going fine. You know, I think we all know it's not the best book in the series. It focuses a lot on Simon and a certain problem that he has right now, which, like, in the grand scheme of things is really not that important, but I guess that's what we're focusing on right now. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's really not that important. And then Jace is also going through some stuff, so that's basically the book. It's just Simon and Jace going through some things. But yeah, you know, it's fine. It's way better than From Blood and Ash, I'll tell you that. I did want to show you guys something because I have a bit of a haul, because first of all, I ordered myself a couple books the other day because they were very cheap, and I was like, okay. And also I got paid from my second job for the first time the other day, so I was like, might as well buy some books. And then today at work, because I work, if you don't know, one of my jobs is at a bookstore, which is where I was today, and every once in a while we get ARCs at the store and everyone who works there is allowed to take some. And also if books are damaged, which means there's like a little thing on them, a little scuff, then we're allowed to take those too, because we can't sell them because they're damaged, which I don't mind. So I have a lot of books to show you guys. So let's start with the ones I ordered myself. So the first one is a book I've already read, but I've been wanting to own it since I read it because it's one of my favorite books ever, and I am very happy to own a copy now. But that is Firekeeper's Daughter by Angeline Boulley. I'm so excited that I have this. I mean, this cover is just, it's so beautiful, and it was one of my favorite books of 2021, and I'm just so happy to own a copy now. So I have this one, and then I also got myself a graphic novel. It's called Lightfall, The Girl and the Galdurian. I don't know if that's how you say that, but first of all, the art style of this book, like, I find it kind of reminds me of a video game. Like, I love it so much. So I don't even know what it's about. I mean, I'm assuming it is like a fantasy, you know, because I don't know what that guy is, but I got these two books for myself, and then I'll show you the books I got today from work. So I'll start with the arcs. The first arc, it's called The Night Ship by Jess Kidd, and this is the author of Things in Jars, which I haven't read, but I definitely have heard of. And I feel like that's a critically acclaimed book, you know, and I'll just read like the blurbs quickly of these books just to give you guys an idea of what they're about, but I don't want to read the whole thing because then we'll be here for ages. It says, based on a real-life event, an epic historical novel from the award-winning author of Things in Jars that illuminates the lives of two characters, a girl shipwrecked on an island off Western Australia, and over 300 years later, a boy finding a home with his grandfather on the very same island. So clearly their lives intersect somewhat, and also it's blurbed by V.E. Schwab, so that's promising. But yeah, so I got this one. Then I have Last Winter by Carrie Mack, which is definitely a thriller. Well, I think actually, but maybe it's not a thriller. Oh yeah, I should say when these come out. So this one comes out in October. This one doesn't come out till January, but will I read it before then? We'll see. I think it is a thriller, and if it is, I don't want to read too much of the synopsis, but it says, Last Winter is the story of a child who might not survive the heartbreak of her father's death and a mother struggling to parent and grieve in the grip of a bipolar crisis. Fiona's marriage to Gus, a pro snowboarder turns backcountry guide, has veered off course. Her mental health is shaky, straining under the weight of a transgression that she wants both to forget and repeat. Gus is exhausted by Fiona's mood swings and the impact of her erratic behavior on their 8-year-old Ruby, who has stopped talking in the face of the tensions between her parents. Okay, I don't want to read more than that, but maybe it's not a thriller, but I know there's an avalanche, and it also takes place in BC, so that's fun. About the author, it says, while Last Winter is entirely fiction, she brings her experience as a former paramedic, as a widow, as a parent living with bipolar 1 to the story. Wow. That's interesting. So there's this. I'm excited to read that. Then I have A Quiet Life by Ethan Joella, and this one comes out in November, and this is the author of, what is that book called? A Little Hope, which I also haven't read, but I heard a lot of great things about this book. So I think this is like another like literary fiction, hard-hitting kind of book. It says Chuck Ayers can't decide if he should make the annual trip to Hilton Head without his wife, Kat. It's been less than a year since Kat died, and though he cannot bear another moment alone in their home, making a familiar journey without her is unimaginable. It talks about 3 different characters. Ella Burke delivers newspapers and works at a bridal shop to fill the hours while she waits for news about her missing daughter. Ella adjusts to life in a new apartment and answers every call on her phone, thinking her daughter will reach out one day. Kirsten Bonato works at an animal rescue shelter and mourns the death of her father. Jesus. So this is gonna be really sad. Once on track to become a veterinarian, Kirsten is now lost and unmoored, but her complicated feelings for 2 men in her life are a distraction from her pain. And then I guess it just ties these 3 lives together. She's lost and unmoored. Guess I'm feeling unmoored. Doom, doom. Okay. Then the last arc I got is called Kaya Das's Second Act by Sopan Deb, which I haven't heard of this book, but apparently it comes out in July. Unless it means May, because it says 7/5/22, but I think that's July. And I think this is also like literary fiction, hard-hitting, something like that, but let's see what it says. It says, a poignant, heartwarming, and funny debut novel about how one Bengali American family faced with tragedy takes to the stage. Oh my god. Why did I get so many sad books? I'm just not realizing. So Shantanu Das is living in the shadows of his past. In his 50s, he finds himself isolated from his traditional Bengali community after a devastating divorce from his wife, Chaitali. I'm sorry if I'm saying these names wrong. He hasn't spoken to his eldest daughter, Mitali, in months, and most excruciatingly, he lives each day with regrets about how the family's relationship with his teenage daughter, Kaya, fractured when she came out as gay. Oh, that rift was made permanent after Kaya's death in a car crash. Oh my god. And I definitely read like all these synopsises at work when I was looking through the books, but then I completely forgot. Oh my god. So that's gonna be really sad, but I love this cover. I don't know. All these covers are beautiful, I find. So those are the arcs I got, and then I also got 2 books that are already out but they're damaged, so I got them for free. Love that. So the first one is Peach Blossom Spring by Melissa Fu, and this is, I think, historical fiction. Yeah, it is 1938 in China, and Mei Lin, a young wife, has a bright future, but when the Japanese army approaches, Mei Lin and her 4-year-old son Renshu are forced to flee their home, relying on little but their wits and a beautifully illustrated hand scroll filled with ancient fables that offer solace and wisdom. They must travel through a ravaged country seeking refuge. Historical fiction, and Kasey said that she also has this book, so we might do a little buddy read, but I love historical fiction. Wow, the font is very big. So I got this, another beautiful cover also. And then finally I got Wild and Wicked Things by Francesca May, which I have seen a little bit, and I think people are liking this, but I think this is this YA? Or is this adult? I'm not sure. Let's see what it says. It says, in a world of 1920s decadence and excess, Francesca May's irresistible debut weaves a dazzling tale of dark magic, romance, and murder. Ooh. On Crow Island, people whisper that real magic lurks just below the surface. Magic doesn't interest Annie Mason, not after it stole her future. She's on the island only to settle her late father's estate and hopefully reconnect with her long-absent best friend, Beatrice, who fled their dreary lives. I can't. For a more glamorous one. Yet Crow Island is brimming with temptation and the most mesmerizing, maybe her enigmatic new neighbor. Is this queer? I kind of feel like this might be queer. If someone knows that this is queer, let me know. Okay, in the author bio it says she writes novels about gothic mansions, witchcraft, and queer love. So I think it might be queer, and this cover is beautiful. So there you go. So that's my little haul for you guys. If you guys have heard of any of these books, if you've read any of them, let me know what you thought about them. But I am very excited about that little haul there. I don't know where I'm gonna put these books, but that's gonna be a problem for tomorrow because I am very tired. So tonight I'm just going to like play a bit of Switch and then hopefully read. Like if I could read some of this tonight and then finish it tomorrow, that would be great. I have tomorrow off, which is wonderful. I am so tired. I figured I should start this vlog already, but there you go. So hopefully I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Okay. Hello friends, it is Tuesday now. This vlog is going great. I have decided I'm going to extend this vlog a little bit, so I'll probably finish it on Thursday because I have not updated very much this week, obviously, but it's Tuesday now. Sunday was kind of a rough day for me mentally. I was just kind of going through it and I really did not feel like being on camera. And then yesterday I worked and then I spent the night reading, so I just didn't update. But today I have some updates because I finished 2 books last night, so look at me go. I keep just finishing 2 books at a time. Apparently that's my thing now. But I'm also very tired because I just filmed and it was kind of a long video, so I'm kind of tired of talking, so I'm sorry if I seem a little out of it. But the first book that I finished was City of Fallen Angels. Finally! I was supposed to read this in May and it is the end of June. Oh, but I finally finished it. This is the 4th book in the Mortal Instruments series, so I don't want to say too much without spoiling it, but this book mainly focuses on Simon and some problems he's going through, and like what he's dealing with is really minimal in the grand scheme of things in this world. Like there are monsters and you know, people are dying and he's just having girl problems. But I mean, there's also some other things that are more important. And then the ending of this book, there's some things that happen. I really don't know what to say, but I feel like not a lot happens in this book. I ended up giving it 3 stars because I don't think it's necessarily bad. It's just that like nothing happens. Like this, I feel like this book didn't really need to exist. So I've already forgotten so much about what happened in this book, but we might have our live show tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure. But anyways, I finished that. I gave it 3 stars. It was very fine. And then I finished Summer Bird Blue by Kimmy Dawn Bowman. And this was... oh my gosh. So you saw a clip of me crying. I was not okay reading the ending of this book. So obviously this book is very sad, following this girl who loses her sister. The whole ending just really got to me, and like, I mean, I haven't experienced something like Rumi does in this book, but I have been going through some grief in the past year, and that just, it just hit me. It just really hit me, and I was just sobbing reading the end of the book. But I really did end up enjoying this book. I feel like if I was sobbing, you would expect me to give this 5 stars, but I ended up giving it a 4. It just didn't really give me that 5-star feeling, you know? I wasn't like obsessed with this book. It's not a new favorite of mine. I did really like the writing in this book, and I definitely preferred this to The Infinity Courts, which is Akemi Dawn Bowman's sci-fi book, and I think I will like her contemporaries a lot better because I preferred this one to that book. But yeah, I ended up really liking it. It made me cry a lot, and I really loved the Aro Ace representation in this book. But there is one thing I want to say because I've read 2 books where the main character is aromantic, this one and Loveless, and in both those books these main characters, they have to go through like someone being interested in them and then them having no idea what to do because they don't want to hurt this person, and in both cases it's like a good friend of theirs. They don't want to hurt their feelings, and they're also just still figuring out their sexuality, so they don't even fully realize if they're aromantic or not. I feel like it would be nice to see an aromantic character that doesn't have to go through like them having to reject someone who's interested in them because they're not romantically attracted to them. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but like this book just really reminded me of like that happening in Loveless. I just want to see aromantic characters just kind of like living their lives and not having to deal with the burden of rejecting people, especially their friends. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I don't know. Let me know if you understand what I'm saying. I mean, I'm not aromantic myself, but I feel like it would be the same reading an asexual character because I am ace, and like I tend to worry about, you know, having to turn people down because of my sexuality, you know, and I feel like that's something that I shouldn't have to worry about, and I know it's realistic, but also it'd be nice to read about characters who are not burdened with that and aren't like stressing about that because it's not up to us. Like the burden shouldn't be up to us. Anyways, I don't know if I'm making any sense, but I'm just saying it'd be nice to see an aromantic character and not having them deal with someone who's romantically interested in them and trying to pursue them. And like both the people I'm talking about that are pursuing these characters, like they're very respectful and everything. They're not like trying to force themselves on these people, but I still like, they still feel very bad about it, and then I feel bad for them. I don't know if that makes any sense, but let me know what you think about that, if you understand what I'm saying. But anyways, this was great. Also, like the friendship that she has with Kai, who is the one who is kind of interested in her. I loved their friendship so much, and he was such a great character, and he was such a great friend. He was very, very understanding with her, so I did love to see that. Like, I'm not mad at Kai for being romantically interested in her or anything, but I'm just saying it'd be nice if aromantic people weren't just seen rejecting people, you know? I don't know. But anyways, I gave that book 4 stars. I sobbed. It was fine. So today I already started another book. I started reading All Out. It is a short story collection edited by Sandra Mitchell, I think. And all the stories are queer, and I think they're all historical also. And I read the first story this morning. It was by Anna Marie McLemore. And I've actually never read anything by them, so that was nice to read something from them for the first time. I don't know how I felt about the story because I didn't completely understand what was going on, but I think it's just me and my brain being too small, you know? I'm interested to read that short story collection, and it is queer, so it's a great time to read it. I'm also reading it for the Buzzwordathon this month because the word is all, and it's called All Out. I am very tired all of a sudden. But yeah, so I'm probably gonna spend the rest of the day reading that or playing Switch. I've been loving listening to an audiobook and I've started playing Spiritfarer again on Switch, which is a game I started playing last year, and then I kind of fell off it, but I started a new game and I'm like back to being a little obsessed with it, so I might start a new audiobook tonight. I put a poll on Twitter because one of the prompts for the Whatever You Want-a-thon is a poll, so I was like, I should probably do that because that's very easy to do. So I put a green heart and a blue heart representing 2 different books. So the blue heart represents, it's called Never Been Kissed. I don't remember the author's name, but I do know this has Ace Rep in it, so I want to read it, and it's a romance. And then the green heart represents Yerba Buena. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, so I'm sorry if I'm not, by Nina LaCour, and that book is sapphic. So 2 queer reads, and they're not on my TBR, but none of the rest of the books that are on my TBR I have access to. Like, I don't have the audiobook. I don't have access to the audiobooks. My brain is mush right now. So anyways, I did a poll and right now Yerba Buena is winning, but there's still 2 hours left of the poll, so we'll see what my next audiobook will be. That's it. So I'm gonna go relax now because my brain is just not working anymore. I know tonight Sid is doing some Patreon sprints and I might try to weasel my way onto those, so that'll be fun. So I'll probably just read the rest of the day and then I work tomorrow, and yeah, that's my story. So there you go, that's my update. Sorry if it made no sense, but I'll talk to you guys sometime soon. Hello, remember yesterday when I said that I would extend this vlog? Well, I lied. So this is actually the end of the vlog because I remembered that tomorrow I am going to be doing a 24-hour readathon with Lisa and Casey, which I'm very excited about, but that will be its own vlog. So I'm gonna end this vlog here and then start next week's vlog on Friday or maybe Saturday. We'll see, but the 24-hour readathon will be its own vlog. It won't be included in this one. So I'm ending this vlog here. I don't know what this vlog will look like. I feel like I barely filmed anything for this, so my apologies, but I do have a bit of a reading update. So like I mentioned yesterday, I did start reading All Out, the queer short story collection. I did read a few more stories after I updated yesterday. I think I read maybe 4 more, maybe 3, maybe 4, I don't remember. There was one I really liked, and unsurprisingly the main character in the story was ace or a romantic or both. They didn't specify their identity, but I think that's basically what you're supposed to get from the story, and I really liked that one. There was a story by Mackenzie Lee and that one was awful. And like, I've never read anything by her before, but it doesn't surprise me that that one is the worst one I've read so far. So make of that what you will, but in general I am really liking the collection, so I'm excited to keep going with that. And then last night I ended up joining Sid on her Patreon sprints, and I kind of just felt like listening to an audiobook. So I think I mentioned yesterday I did a Twitter poll, and the book that won was Never Been Kissed by Timothy Janofsky, something like that. I'll have the cover on the screen, and this is about this guy named Ren who has, you'll never believe this, he's never been kissed. As the title may suggest. He just celebrated his 22nd birthday and he's always wanted his first kiss to be like this huge magical moment, and there's been times in his life where he's had his almost first kisses that just didn't work out, and every time one of these have happened he has like written them an email that he's never sent where he like talks about their almost first kiss, and he has a folder in his email of all these drafts, and then he gets drunk one night and sends them out, and he ends up hearing back from one of the guys who is the guy that like, he's kind of like the one that got away. His name is Derek, and I think it's been 4 or 5 years since they've seen each other, and Derek, like, it seemed like he liked him but then he ended up ghosting him. So Ren still has like these hurt feelings towards Derek, but when Derek answers his email he's like, oh, this is so funny because it turns out I'm going to be the social media manager at your work this summer. And Ren works at like this drive-in movie theater, and he is like a huge film nerd. He is a film studies student and he like is obsessed with film, and I really relate to him in that regard because if you don't know, I love film. I minored in film studies, so everything he's talking about I'm like, so true, exactly. And like, he talks about how like he often listens to film scores to wind down, and I'm like, ugh, so true. So I really relate to him in that sense. He's also very anxious, so I relate to him in that sense as well. I just really like him as a main character, and so this is just about their romance, and they're trying to save the movie theater because with like, you know, streaming services they don't get as much money as they used to. So Ren kind of starts this project to try to save it, and Derek helps him out with that. So there's a lot going on already. I ended up listening to like 40% of the book last night on sprints, and I'm really liking it so far. It is this author's debut, and like the writing I wouldn't say is amazing, and like there's definitely moments where it's super corny and I have to cringe a little bit, but it's also really funny at times. So overall I'm really liking it, and I heard that there's ace rep in this book, so I'm very excited to see where that comes in. But so far I'm really liking it, and I'm happy to be adding more queer books to my TBR this month. So It's fine that it's not on my June TBR because it's queer. That's what I'm telling myself. So it's fine. Those are the books that I'm currently working on. Today I had work, but now I have the next 3 days off, which is splendid. So, I mean, hopefully I'll get a lot of reading done tomorrow for that 24-hour readathon, and then I'll start next week's vlog the day after that. And Reader Dare is in a couple days, so that'll be fun. I just am ready to not work, but hopefully I'll read more tonight. But anyways, that's my update. I'm sorry about this vlog. I don't know what it'll look like, but hopefully you still liked it. I don't know, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon with another video soon. Bye!